What's going on, everyone? My name is Connor Keenan, and today what we are going to be talking about is the body fat thermostat. If you have looked up before how to lose weight online, you are definitely familiar with this calories in, calories out, the energy balance equation. That all we need to do to lose body fat is to be in what's called a calorie deficit. So you go on that TDEE calculator online, you find your maintenance calories, you subtract 500 from that, and you weigh and measure all your food and eat in a calorie deficit. But you also need to burn more. So you exercise more and up your activity by going for walks all the time or being on the treadmill all the time and exercising more, which is not sustainable and it does not work. It only works short term, but it does not keep the weight off ever. And it's not because of discipline, it's because your body cannot do that, literally. And here we go. We're going to explain why. That refers to your body like a scale. You lessen one side, you up the other, you'll burn body fat. It's not how it works. Your body's more like a thermostat. For all the mission critical systems in your body weight being one of them, your body abides by the principle of homeostasis, trying to remain at that even, stable level so you don't die. Body weight being one of them. If you set a thermostat to, let's say, 80 degrees in your house, which is pretty hot, and you wanted to make it cooler, you wouldn't go, I want to make my house cooler. Let's measure the heat in and the heat out. And we'll get fans and open up the windows and we'll measure the heat going out and the heat that is still in. That will cool down the room. But as soon as you take away the fans and close up the windows, or close the windows, it's just gonna go back to what you have the thermostat set to, because you have it set to 80 degrees. Change the thermostat and it will be set to a lower degree, so the room will be cooler. Your body works exactly the same way. When you have a set body weight in your body, and if you eat too less, your body's going to find ways to get back to that homeostasis, right? So if you eat too less and you keep eating less, so you're fighting your hunger using willpower and discipline, your body's got to find a way to conserve more calories, so to burn less, in order for you to get back to that homeostasis. Now you can fight it, but the only way to fight it is to exercise. And that is not going to be sustainable. You're going to have to do more and more and more exercise because your body's going to build that adaptability. Why is your body fighting you so hard? Because when you eat less, your body goes, oh, I'm not getting enough calories for my resting metabolic rate, which is 60-70% of how you burn calories is through that. What is that? It's the calories you use for your vital organs, lungs, liver, heart, brain. So if one of those doesn't have enough calories, if one of those is not working, you will die. Your body doesn't want to die. So it's fighting you. So by eating less, you wreck your metabolism. So you now need to exercise more in order to burn more, which is so hard. Walk on the treadmill for 30 minutes. Let me know how many calories it says on the thing that you burn. So this is not the way, this calories in, calories out mantra, it's a lie. Because it doesn't factor in homeostasis for every mission critical system in your body. Body weight being one of them. Body temperature, another example. If you are too hot, your body will activate mechanisms, sweat glands, to cool you off, as an attempt to cool you off. If you're too Cold, your body will start to shiver as an attempt to generate body heat to get you back to that homeostasis. Body water, electrolytes. If you have too much water or electrolytes, you will pee it out. If you have too little, you will start to feel dehydrated. Your body's pH system. If your blood is too acidic, your kidneys will dump out ammonia. If body oxygen. If you have too little oxygen, you start to hyperventilate as an attempt to get more oxygen. This is all examples of your body abiding by the principle of homeostasis, trying to remain at those even levels. Why does your body do this? To survive. If you are too skinny during the winter when it's hard to get food, right? We're going to how humans used to live. If you are too skinny, your body's going to conserve more calories during the winter, or try to, so that you don't die when it's hard to get food. If you're eating too much, your body's going to burn more to try to get you back to the homeostasis so you can catch food. Because if you can't catch anything because you're too fat, you will die. So that is the principle of the homeostasis and how your body works. It's called a negative feedback loop. You're too hot, so your body's going to cool you down. You're too cold, your body's trying to heat you up. Your body weight is the same thing. So you simply cannot just eat less and expect to lose weight and keep it off. You have to address the root problem. You have to adjust the thermostat. How do you do that? Hormones. Hormones tell our body what to do. One of the hormones, the root cause of weight gain and obesity, is insulin. Insulin inhibits what's called lipolysis, which is just a fancy word for fat burning. It secretes from your pancreas, and it's the fat storing hormone. When you eat, you have higher levels of insulin, so your body starts to store that as fat. So if you have high levels of insulin, which most obese, overweight, type 2 diabetics do have, you will gain weight no matter how less you eat. It does not matter if you just count your calories. If you have high levels of insulin, you will gain weight. If I shoot you up with insulin, you will gain weight. We see this with type 1 diabetics. They need insulin externally because it does not secrete from their pancreas, so they need insulin externally so they can gain body weight and they don't die. Cortisol, to a lesser extent, it's the stress hormone. Being stressed out and not getting proper sleep can cause weight gain. Estrogen, the hormone that we hear about in women during puberty. They start to get fatty tissue in the breast, the hips. Ghrelin spikes hunger, causes weight gain. Progesterone, this regulates women's menstrual cycles, getting them ready for during pregnancy, getting the breast development ready, causing weight gain. So this is to show that hormones tell your body what to do. It does not matter how much you fight it. If you do not address the hormones, you won't fix the root problem. You won't adjust your body fat thermostat. Weight loss, we have satiety hormones. We have GLP-1, GIP. Those make you full. That tell you that you are full, you are satiated, you are done eating. Leptin, same thing. It helps with your hunger. So it's a satiety hormone. Testosterone can help with fat loss. We see this in boys when they hit puberty. They start to get muscle. They start to get testosterone. It can help burn body fat, weight loss. Your sympathetic tone. When your body stimulates your sympathetic tone, it starts to rev up the amphetamines, which that used to be how people lost weight. That was the old school method. Speed, crack, meth, it makes you lose weight. Your body does it naturally through your sympathetic tone. It's part of the autonomic nervous system, which has two parts, your sympathetic and your parasympathetic. Your sympathetic is your sympathetic system in that autonomic nervous system is the fight or flight response. Your parasympathetic is the rest and relaxation. So again, it begins to rev up those amphetamines, and that causes weight loss. So this is just to show that hormones stimulate either weight gain or weight loss. So how do we actually lose weight and change the thermostat, change those hormones? Fasting. Every time you eat, you raise insulin. So by having periods of fasting, which is what you need, you can't just count your calories. Oh, I'm under my maintenance calories, but I'm having 6 meals to spread out throughout the day. You don't do that. That's every time you eat, you higher insulin, and insulin causes weight gain. So if you have a period of fasting, you are lowering insulin. How do you start fasting? Well, if you were snacking a lot, you could start with just 3 meals a day. You could do a 16-hour, 8-hour fast. So you fast for 16 hours, so you skip breakfast, and then 8 hours, you eat lunch and dinner. You could do 1 meal a day, so a 24-hour fast, so dinner every day or lunch, whatever you want to do. You could do a 36-hour, 16-hour fast. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you have dinner. Tuesday, Thursday, and the rest of the day, you have lunch. You can do prolonged fast if you're ready for them. When you're fasting, you can make sure you're drinking water, you're having electrolytes so you don't get dehydrated. You can even have things like bone broth and coffee. And the thing about fasting, it's very fluent. If you start to feel bad, just eat. You can break it and start it whenever. It's not like a diet that you have to stick to. It gives back your fluidity in life. Fasting, fantastic tool. No ultra-processed foods. Ultra-processed foods raise your insulin. Why? They raise your glycemic index, which means the rate of what you absorb something. If you grind something up and you take away the fiber from a food, it's going to spike up your glycemic index, the rate of how it gets in your blood, right? It's gonna get, that's why it feels so good, because it gets there so fast. Like sugar, like ultra-processed foods with sugar. It feels good when you eat it because it gets there so quickly. This is why people snort cocaine or heroin right to the bloodstream, because that's what makes it feel so good. It has that quick effect. It's not good for you. Ultra-processed foods, stay away from it entirely. A good method is only eat real food. No one ever got fat eating meat, fish, eggs, and fruits and veggies. No one. So stay away from ultra-processed foods. Stay on the perimeter of the grocery store. If the food has a little cartoon character promoting it, like the Pillsbury freaking Doughboy or the leprechaun from Lucky Charms or the toucan, don't eat it. There's no what is the marketing technique for steak and eggs? There is none. Okay, there's no character for broccoli. Eat that food. Stay away or have low refined carbs and sugars if you want to lose weight. Carbs spike that glycemic index, especially naked carbs when they're not surrounded by fat. So like avocado toast would be better than just bread, right? Pasta, this is what the Italians do, right? They have pasta and then they put oil in the pasta. That fat is with the carbs, so that insulin is not getting spiked so high, it's more slower. The Japanese, they put vinegar in the rice because that refined carb is covered by vinegar, so it's lowering that spike of insulin, not causing so much weight gain. But what I would say is to stay away from them entirely, like rice, pasta, and bread, if you want to lose weight. And then just have your carbs be vegetables. And even starchy carbs like potatoes, like just be cautious. Like eat your protein first and then have the carbs, okay? Focus on the protein, and protein and fat go together, right? Like steak, eggs, they kind of go together. So focus on that, eat that, and then have your carbs. These are different methods on how to actually lose weight, and they're fairly simple. And check it out, you get more of your time and money back. That's why no one wants to preach this to you. They want to tell you some kind of weird diet that cuts out whole food groups, or they want you to start buying their personal training program for thousands of dollars. Start exercising. You don't have to do any of that. Less is more. Like, you have to not eat real food, and stay away from so much refined processed carbs, and you will lose weight. That addresses the hormonal issue that is happening. That addresses the body fat thermostat to turn it down, and I hope you got something out of this, okay? Understand that this cutting calories is not gonna work. Nobody does this long term, but talk to bodybuilders. They tell you that it sucks cutting down for a show. It sucks, especially women bodybuilders. They don't like it, okay? Because it's not addressing the root problem, which is the hormones. You have to get to your hormones. This is what tells your body what to do. The root one being insulin. Lowering levels of insulin through fasting, only eat real food, and low carbohydrates, refined carbohydrates. This is how you will burn body fat. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it.